You've heard of Murphy's Law, and I'm going to call this the worker's law, because it sure seems like it is the truth. It's just so easy to put off that thing that you're really not excited about getting into. And the other thing is, it's especially easy to not get excited about it when, I don't know what it is now, it was 11 degrees when I woke up. Now I know that's nothing. I think I saw on the tube that it was like 45 below in North Dakota. I can't even imagine that. But for some folk, you know, hey, let's just face it, when it gets cold, it's cold, and you got to take steps to try to stay warm. Well, let me just show you something before I get into it. These deer down here at the pond. I thought I'd leave a couple of these little pine trees here on this bank, and the deer evidently don't want them to be here. I mean, that right there, I might as well go ahead and cut. Well, so what am I putting off? See this white oak here behind me? I made a episode about it a couple week or so, 2 weeks ago, I don't remember exactly. But I asked for you guys' advice on how to take this tree down. And the reason is, coming in here behind it, it has a little lean. It actually is wanting to go over there. Right over there. I want it to go here, just to make cleanup a whole lot easier on the fella. The more I've thought about it, I'm not really dreading so much about taking the tree down, it's dreading the cleanup. If I can put it right there, it's gonna help a whole lot. All right, but I have hesitated on the tree, and the reason being, I don't have a lot of experience cutting down a tree that's rotten at the bottom. This tree died, well, let me just say I noticed that it was dead this past summer. It may have died before that because it's definitely rotten here at the bottom. I talked to some of you guys and I got a lot of good advice, put it into my little computer, rattled it around, and I've tried to assimilate the best ideas that I think you've given me, and the safest. That's what I'm calling the best, is what's the safest. So what I've come to the conclusion is, based on what you shared with me, is I need to get up, I'll be safest if I get up above this rock, get up in here. And then Davy's Logging got a great channel, fine young man. I encourage you to go to his channel and check him out and watch him. He's going to do good. But he said that, I believe it was, now don't quote me on this, I believe I was saying, for every 10 feet, if I've got a leaning tree, for every 10 feet that I want to move it away from its lean, I need to make my wedge cut 1 inch more than the direction I want it to fall. So if I want to fall right here, I need to go 1 inch more if it's got a 10-foot lean on it. And this one don't quite have a 10-foot lean. So I'm gonna go, or try to go, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to go, I think, about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch with my wedge cut more angled right toward the direction that I'm walking, and make my back cut and cutting it up above the rock. And I think that the way to the top, like I say, it's not that tall, but it's about 24 inches at the stump and probably about 18 inches up where I'm going to be cutting it. But I think even doing that, it's still going to have at least 3 good saw logs in it. Anywho, let's go put some gas in the saw and try to get this thing on the ground, get this thing limbed up and get these logs up. Time to quit yapping and get to work. I hope this works out according to plan. I mean, if it goes down in the pond, it goes down in the pond, and you just have to fish it out. You watch that while I go get a wedge. I hate to pound a wedge into it, but it might fall by the time I get back. I'm just hoping that all the limbs up there are intact. I'm not going to hit it too hard. Come on, baby. We'll go get one more wedge. Maybe it'll be down by the time I get back. Well, I didn't want to have to put a wedge in it, but obviously I did. Maybe my holding wood was a little bit thick, I don't know. Obviously got some rot on up in the tree to some extent, but a lot of that will cut out. and still a pretty good section of wood left in there. I was wanting to go right there, and I missed it by about 5 feet. But either way, we're all right. Let's see how long this. I'm gonna take off the bottom 3 feet, I think. There's one section. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 logs. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3 good solid logs and a bunch of firewood. So I guess the thing to do now is go get the little 170 and limb this thing up. That's a good thing. Well, it's getting a little bit late in the afternoon. My wife, she prepares meals for her mother through the week, and we usually eat around 5 o'clock. And I'm afraid if I don't hit the dinner bell pretty close to time, that she might think that something's happened to me. And you know, the kid from time to time does things that something could happen. Thank the Lord it hadn't happened too severely over the past few years, or over the past years. We've had a couple of deals, okay? But for the most part, the good Lord's taking care of us. And for that, we're grateful. I'm going to come back and finish limbing this thing up, bucking it up in the morning. There's a little bit of chance of snowfall for this afternoon. I don't think it's much, but we'll just see what it does. I'd rather get it up before it snows, but I'd also like to see a little bit of snow. Not a lot, just a little bit. And so maybe if I leave it, it will snow. I don't know. Good morning, guys. Well, might not be morning when you're watching this, but it's morning to me. I'm gonna try to finish getting this bucked up. I don't know if I'm gonna get it to the log yard, but I want to get it bucked up, get ready to go to the log yard. Just see how the day goes or how the morning goes. Got a couple more limbs to cut, and then I think I'm gonna make them 9 foot. Everything's a little bit cold this morning. You know what? It ain't going nowhere. And I don't see any reason why it just can't stay right here. We don't have any rain coming in for 2 or 3 days. And I believe I'll just get it up after lunch, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe the next day. So guys, I've got it bucked up, limbed up, ready for these here for the splitter. Rest of them firewood limbs and logs, I cut them 8 foot 6 or better. Got 3 good saw logs. Hey guys, I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Beautiful day.